Will I check out 2xKO? Yes, I will be checking out 2xKO. Obviously, I'm more excited about Marvel Tokon. You know what's funny? I maybe I need to rewatch this section, but you know, we've been doing Extra Trashy, and the last episode of Extra Trashy was about, you know, we covered the Street Fighter 6 explosion in popularity in Japan, and then we talked about 2xKO and Marvel Tokon. And what I touched on with 2xKO, I talked about how around Evo time there was like a big explosion of the community goodwill being completely depleted for 2xKO, and a lot of people were memeing on it, ragging on it. I mean, it became a big public spectacle on Twitter to trash on this game, and I touched on that, and I was explaining the backlash the game was receiving at the time, and I got to rewatch exactly the language I saw, but I saw a lot of people saying that that they felt I was misrepresenting the game, or that I was hating on the game, which is not true. I don't hate 2xKO at all. I was trying to summarize the surrounding stench that had formed because of the delay of the game, where people started to turn on the game and use it as a punching bag, which I don't enjoy. I'm not happy about that. And so I was trying to explain, like, hey, the game was announced 6 years ago, and 6 years later, all they have is 10 characters and it's in beta. So, but then I started to see, I was like, huh, does Riot just have like a lot of shooters? Like, I was kind of confused how people were like, nah, this game is amazing or whatever. And yeah, I realized I think there's a lot of like hardcore defenders of 2xKO, even though maybe I didn't make it very clear that that's not my perspective of the game. Someone said you misrepresented it by saying it hadn't changed much. Well, no, so one of the comments was, I found it interesting. I said the game hadn't progressed. He said the game progressed so much, it went from a 1v1 to a 2v2. And to me, I think that's a complete different interpretation of the word progressed. If you work in one direction and then you erase that work and return to square one and start over, that's not progression. You had to regress. You spent time going down one pathway, you decided it wasn't working, and you had to pivot. Therefore, some of that time was valuable. It was also kind of a waste of time. You had to regress. That's not progression. That's a pivot. So to me, to say the game progressed, that to me does not build confidence at all. That to me means, wait, you did not know what you're going to make a 1v1 versus a 2v2 game? That is a massive, massive, massive pivot. Those are completely different genres of fighting games. Completely different. It's not the same thing as saying, I want my 1v1 game to be slightly more air mobile, or to be focused a little bit more. I want to up the game speed. Maybe we added a short hop instead. We're gonna do a little bit more KOF than Street Fighter. That to me is progression. If you go from 1v1 to 2v2, you have entered a completely different realm that requires a completely different level of analytical breakdown of the gameplay. Completely different. That is a massive scope increase, in my opinion. And you have to be so careful with the 2v2. Tag fighters are very difficult to make well, in my opinion. So anyways, I thought I got a lot of, this video is the most disliked one, and a lot of the comments were mad at me for talking about 2xKO in that manner. And I don't know if I made it very clear. I have to rewatch what I said, but what I'm saying is I'm scared. I don't want the game to be bad. I want the game to be good. I'm really worried about the game. I'm really worried. Like, I used to be hype about this game, and now I'm concerned it's gonna flop. I'm gonna play the beta though. I'm gonna try to enjoy it, but I have genuine concern. I wish I could look at the current state of the game and feel the same as the hardcore defenders, but I don't. I feel nervous. Thing is, Tokon is kind of still in 2xKO spotlight at the moment. Yeah, there's a lot of competition right now. And I think Tokon has announced the right time. 2xKO was announced too early. I think in general for a rollout, you can't announce too early. 2xKO felt announced entirely too early, and they were plagued with unfortunate delays. Like, they had COVID. Like, there's been a lot of unfortunate roadblocks for 2xKO, I feel. But I want it to be successful at the end of the day. I'm not a 2xKO hater at all. And a lot of great people from the FGC are working on it. I would love for this project to be extremely successful. But I cannot hide the fact that there's a large number of people on the internet who have looked to it as a punching bag as of late, and that there's a building negative sentiment around it. I can't pretend that doesn't exist. It's a real factor. I guess I could focus more on the positivity around it, but I'm anxious regarding this game. So I hope it's successful. I hope it's cool when it launches, and I hope it. And you know, there's going to be a lot of normies out there who are completely outside the Twitter bubble who just click on it because it's free. So it's going to be really interesting to see if the free to play and Riot backing actually make a big difference or not. Because you got to understand also, that when this game was announced, people swore up and down it was going to have millions of concurrent players daily and absolutely change the face of the FGC forever and bring billion-dollar prize pools to fighting game tournaments, and people were going to sign exclusive contracts to be 100% exclusive to XKO pros. Like that was the early impressions about how this would impact the FGC. I need you to understand were astronomical. So a lot of these conversations come from the bubble bursting on that, and people thinking like, wait a minute, I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be a slow burn. It's free to play too. Ugh. I don't understand why people always immediately. There's a set of people who react negatively to free to play. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Maybe I haven't been burned by enough free to play games. I know there's been some atrocious monetization in some free to play games, but I don't know. We'll have to see. From my understanding, Multiverses was kind of bad in terms of free to play, and then we saw what happened with that game. It died really quick. That had a tragic life. But League, can people correct my understanding? For League, it's free to play, but there's a billion characters and you have to pay for characters, correct? And there's also cosmetics, and they have like a rotating cast of free characters you can leverage. See, that model doesn't make sense to copy one-to-one for a fighting game because characters take so much longer to release and are so much more of an investment, both for the developers and the players. So I can't imagine it being exactly that model. I don't know if 2XKO has delved into their character release and monetization strategy that they're planning. So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out and if it's consumer friendly or not. What up, Nuji? It's in-game currency to get characters. Right, so you can earn in-game currency. Is that feasible to actually get characters? The in-game currency is the main way you get League characters. So that's pretty common for people to just grind and buy their favorite champs to use their sweet ults to capture the Nexus. Am I speaking the lingo? Am I nailing it or what? What's going on? You destroy the Nexus? Is it a Nexus that you're getting? What are you destroying or capturing? Yeah, you gotta gank the champ to destroy the Nexus, right? You gotta last hit the minions and chill out near the towers, and then you gank the champs. You capture Baron, right? There's a Baron somewhere. You kill Baron. Okay, well, I'm getting close, man. I gotta practice. We're getting close. I'm telling you, once 2XKO teaches me the League basics, it's over. League pros need to watch out, man. The true fighting game god gamers are about to take League by storm. You think Faker is actually the GOAT of League? That's just because they haven't tapped into the actual god gamers of the FGC. You don't think Blasier would be cooking up every team out of Korea and China for free on his own? The way he plays that Ryu? Come on now. Snake Eyes was right. Exactly. Every genre of game is just lucky that Street Fighter players don't play their game, obviously. It's just like the competition in the League is like here, but the competition in Street Fighter is like, it's just a fact, dude.